We're going to get started. Okay. Welcome everyone to our final session of the small print. And we're here today to conclude the investigation of victimhood versus immunity, and then take a few moments to capture what we've received over the course of this. It's been about 3.5, 4 months. So Maha, you were wanting and beginning to do a summary. Do we want to do our check-ins first?
Sure. Perfect.
So I'm checking in engaged. How you doing, Sarah? You're on mute.
Checking in with livelihood.
You're checking in with what?
Livelihood.
Perfect. Thank you.
Susie, how are you today?
Doing real good. Checking in with Joyfully Alive.
Yay. How are you today, Amanda?
I'm happy and motivated.
Emily, what's new?
I'm checking in with just chill.
Chill.
Yeah.
Anna, Kale, how are you today?
I'm great. I am checking in with balanced.
Daniel, how about you?
Gratitude and humility.
And Maha?
Awe and empowerment. So yes, I also wanted to bring into our circle Janet, that you may recall was with us at the beginning of our journey and had to be of service on Sunday afternoon in a different dimension. So she sends her blessings and her appreciation and how she misses us and the depth of the discussion. Kim also had a similar, although not similar, conflict, but also sends her love and appreciation for the moment that we could share with each other and the insights granted by the small print. So, Danielle, I thank you for bringing the energy of gratitude, because I definitely am most grateful for each of you on this call, for your participation, and for the dream that XPR could make a difference in my life. I'm speaking it personally because more than I've ever, I'm realizing that I'm not here to save you. That's been my way out of not doing the work. Whoever you are in your story, whatever's left of your illusion of separation from love, what is love? And I do believe that the last officially published book nailed that question by speaking of the love that has no opposite. And having no opposite, no Satan, no adversary, no one to try to compete with and be bigger than. And it's quite a goal. It's an amazing goal. And one little tidbit that it took me a while to get, because the number of times I read the Bible is unspeakable. But there's a point where I realized that, and it was in fact a very thorough portion I was asked to read when I decided at being 30 years old in America to become bat mitzvah. And mitzvah, ana, should you wonder, is the equivalent of dharma in the Bible. Mitzvah and dharma mean interdependency. So what stops us, what stops me from looking at you as my friend, as my co-creator, as my supporter, as my partner? And in Genesis, when there is a helpmate, is the official translation of the Hebrew actually says opposite, like Sagittarius and Gemini, like Arnekival and Austin, like German and Jew, like men and female. And now I'm clear that the Ezer Knekdo that I prayed for is Michael Wolf. And now I choose to acknowledge you, Michael, with your tremendous patience with my bullshit, unheard of patience, with some flickers of judgment here and there. But okay, so this being said, we have a lot to look at to finish the victim and to harvest what we received in discourse. So I know I'm an amazing speaker. Yay to humility, Danielle. So I'm not going to ask you for feedback today on what you felt out of my speech. I'm just going to assume that you love me as much as I love you, and maybe more, because I have placed. Thank you, beautiful Susie. Thank you, Sarah. I did place a wall around my heart as a protection, and I'm doing the darnest to destroy it. So, where we'd left off was when we were about to meet the energy given out by the sixth devil known as Lucifer, the light bringer, and how perfect it is that the light bringer would be in our last session. So let's let it rip. Last session, Emily, I believe that you got a pass. So we'll start with you if you are willing. Emily, are you willing to explore the victims of torture?
Yeah.
Then it's all yours.
The victim's self-torture. My punishment is greater than I can bear. Cain in Genesis 4:13. Self-torture is the ultimate punishment. I beat myself up by endlessly reproaching myself my errors. By being unkind, speaking harshly, and regarding myself with disdain and self-loathing. I also won't accept praise from others easily or be willing to look at my own successes without having a secret dagger used to stab myself in the back.
Can you relate?
Yeah, I can relate by not accepting praise and kind of being like, no, it's not me. You're also great, and always writing off what people say positively.
Yeah.
And this is the ultimate punishment after having sought revenge on you. I end up by harming myself directly. Surely, after digging a grave for my bully, I must now dig a grave for my victim, since they co-create each other.
Allow me to interrupt. I think the place where you got lost is in the sentence that reads, I end up harming myself directly. It didn't connect, possibly because there was a misreading there. So the only thing that this says is the ultimate punishment after having thought revenge on you is to end up harming myself directly. Does that resonate, Emily?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so please continue.
Yeah. Surely after digging a grave for my bully, I must now dig a grave for my victim, since they co-create each other. My victim's default mode is to perceive that the world out there is the oppressor, and to use that to punish myself. Mm-hmm. In this game, the bullying side appears to have all the power, and the victimized side to be at the mercy of the other. This is how I make a bully out of my job, my gender, my looks, my family, and certainly money. Whether the lack of abundance of it.
Whether the lack or the abundance of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. This resonates.
Yeah. You know, if I have money, people are going to be after my money. And that's how I punish me. If I am in lack, then I don't have what it takes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I feel those.
Yeah.
The gut wound of my victim goes deep, since gut is where issues of survival and the need to belong predominate. Fear-based information now causes me to look outside myself for comfort, answers, support, or empowerment, each time lowering my consciousness. Mm-hmm. My victim is so afraid of its own power that it will incite me to resist change by imprisoning my mind by way of guilt and self-torture. Okay, yep. Um, while in the midst of being abused, chained, and destroyed by my own self, will I realize that I make the choice not to be victimized? I can quit my job, get a divorce, improve my health, I can stop the constant recrimination. Not only can I protect myself, but I can also help others to be victorious. This is when the victim transcends its own tendency to victimize others for personal gain. Like it or not, my victim will inspire me to evolve towards wholesome power. The belief that I can heal by wounding another will then disappear, as will my replay of vengeance fantasies. At last, I will be free, and the torture will stop. At last, the body will heal.
Okay. So what spoke the most to you on that page?
Kind of the idea that, the victim and bully co-create each other. When I have an impulse to bully myself or someone else, even if it's just like a vengeance fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
it creates this cycle of something not being enough or something being scarce, whether it's money or looks or my job, things like that.
Yeah.
There's it's like I'm creating a problem by seeing the problem, I create the problem, kind of.
Yeah. Very well put. Yeah. The big difference that there is between what I see as a problem and what I see as a solution. Big difference in those two viewpoints.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe Sarah, since you're unmute, what most touched you on that page?
The gut stuff, let's see. The gut wound of my victim goes deep since gut is where my issues of survival and the need to belong predominate. Fear-based information now causes me to look outside myself for comfort, answers, support, or empowerment, each time lowering my consciousness.
Yeah. Profound, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe just overall, just that cyclical victim, bully victim. I get
Yeah.
stuck in that.
Yeah. Very good. Anyone else would like to share what really speaks to you on that page? Susie.
Yeah, what really stuck out to me was the belief that I can heal by wounding another
Mm,
will then disappear. So there's hope.
mm,
But I think
mm.
sometimes that's what I've been going after.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay,